Back on County Journal Live, we have a guest in the studio, Pastor Walter Chick McGill, who is doing something you won't believe, and he'll tell us all about it. It's a long walk, let me tell you. We'll talk to him and find out after this. Pastor Walter Chick McGill is walking. He started at Kill Devil Hills in March. That's North Carolina to you and me. And he's just passing through our area today. And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's probably the first time you sat down in a while, right? You're walking all the way across country. All right, tell me what started you on this, why you're doing it.
I was living the homeless lifestyle out in Arizona voluntarily.
Okay.
I wanted to empathize with the homeless, and so I was sleeping in a tent out in the desert of Quartzsite, Arizona, and I was awakened about midnight, really precisely at midnight, and what I understood was God was speaking to me. He said He wanted me to walk across the country, and I didn't accept that very well. I thought He was knocking on the wrong door, that He should get a young athlete to do this, and so I just kind of went back to sleep. The next night He woke me up at midnight again, and He said, "I want to talk to you about this walk across America." And I responded with, "I thought we had this settled last night." Okay, the third night He woke me up at midnight and He said, "I'm serious about you walking across America." And I said, "This must be serious. If God's going to do this 3 nights in a row, it must be serious." So I agreed and started the planning.
Okay, now it took God 3 days to convince you. How long did it take to convince your support system to do this?
Well, my wife was in Uganda. We're normally missionaries to Uganda, and we had been apart doing our own mission for about 8 months, and so she was really happy to come back to America to spend time with me, but she had never heard of a walk across America before. She had never seen the movie Forrest Gump.
Okay, well, obviously your experience in Uganda, people there, I am certain in my experience, they're walking everywhere.
Yes, when we live in Uganda, we do much more walking. We can average 10 to 11 kilometers a day.
Yeah. All right, and now what kind of progress are you making on this trip?
Well, I've just gone over 1,100 miles.
And you're still you've only been in 2 states.
Well, actually, I went through.
Did you go south a little bit?
I went through North Carolina, part of South Carolina, across the Blue Ridge of Georgia, into Tennessee, then Alabama, back into Tennessee.
Oh, okay, I thought maybe you just got on 64 and kept going.
Well, I've actually been in Mississippi as well.
Oh, all right. Well, so not just a Route 64
I'm not taking a straight shot. I'm taking a crooked path with a straight message.
All right. We're going to find out about that message and find out more about the Trans-America Crosswalk with Pastor Walter Chick McGill. We'll do that after this. Back on County Journal Live, we are here talking with Walter Chick McGill, who's a pastor who's walking from North Carolina all the way to California. And I'm kind of curious, what did you not, how was your planning? Were you perfect?
We had to change the route some.
Yeah.
Even Google Maps doesn't get it good enough for you sometimes.
Right.
When you get in the real world, you find out there are too many trucks driving on this road. You need to go to another road. And
yeah, right. And how about just kind of personal planning, scouting out laundromats and places to eat and tennis shoes and all that?
It took about 1.5 years to do the planning. We actually pre-traced the physical roads and visited with chambers of commerce.
Yeah, you came here even. Yeah.
And radio stations and TV stations. We tried to find out as much as we could about what we were going to be facing. And of course, we wanted media coverage as well.
Sure.
To help get our message out.
Right. And the message is?
The message is really taken from 2 Chronicles 7:14. God told me this is what He wants. He wants to bless America again. And He says, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven, I'll forgive their sin and heal their land." So there's a promise to America that if they will turn back to God and do what the money says in God we trust. So if we'll just get a relationship with God and let God be the head coach, we can win the game.
All right, now how's that been received as you've gone across the country? I'm guessing it's probably pretty good here in the South and the Bible Belt. It might get harder as you go, though.
Well, I use this analogy. People tell me I'm preaching to the choir. And everybody's friendly. Nobody's throwing stones. But there's a problem with the choir. Some of them have lost their voice. Some forgot the song. And others don't even come to choir practice. So what we need is the choir to sing again. If the choir will sing, the leaders will pay attention.
All right. And I assume that your well-spokenness here comes from probably the fact that you've had a lot of time to think about this as you've walked along the road.
That's a real advantage. You know, you have hours. I walk anywhere from 6 to 8 hours a day. And I try to get it done in the morning. And I'm getting my pace up to where I can finish before noon.
Right.
Certainly. God gave me a song today. You know, it was really hot outside. No breeze. And a tractor trailer goes by, you know, an 18-wheeler goes by and just blows me off the road, and I'm saying, thank you, God. I got a cool breeze.
Yeah. And it's going to get hotter over the weekend. What have you had to stop because it's just been too hot, or have you soldiered on every day?
I've only stopped twice, and that was because of a torrential downpour.
Okay. All right, we're talking to Pastor Walter Chick McGill about his Trans-America Crosswalk, going from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina to the Santa Monica Pier. We'll talk to him more after this. Back on County Journal Line, and somebody who does not need a tanning bed or a tan right now is Pastor Walter McGill, who's walking from North Carolina to the Santa Monica Pier. And it's not so much the entirety of it, but probably there's been some special days you'll always remember. Passing somewhere through at a festival, something like that. Tell me a couple of your favorite memories so far.
One was on July 3rd in Hiawassee, Georgia. I was stopped by a Georgia Ranger, a big black truck with law enforcement on the side. I thought I had done something wrong, but he motioned to me to come over, and he said, I want to give you a police escort. And I said, you don't even know what I'm doing. And he held my card up. He had been talking to my wife, and he looked me up on the internet. He said, I like what you're doing. I'm going to give you a police escort. And so I had a 4-mile police escort on July 3rd with traffic teeming in Hiawassee, Georgia, getting ready for July 4th.
All right.
Walking right down the middle of the street for 4 miles. It was great.
All right. Now, you've talked to a lot of people along your way. What are some of the highlights of that? Just the individuals you've met.
Well, you know, I've had young girls, for example, young high school girls, have their mothers stop, saying they just wanted to shake hands with a good man. That sort of blew me away. You know, how it gave me hope for our young people. They can look at a person carrying an American flag, saluting fellow Americans, and they can say, there's a good man. I like that.
Yeah, good. Now, you're wearing an orange shirt. I'm hoping you're going to wear orange your whole way here. But you got a Tennessee hat on. Now, at the border, you changed to an Arkansas hat, or do you keep wearing a Tennessee hat?
You know, I've been toying with that idea. I'm a Tennessee born and raised fellow.
All right.
I'm not a sports idolater anymore. I've been there and done that.
Yeah, and it's funny when you become a missionary and you go away out of the country for a while. It's almost like you lose touch with it, and you find out you don't need to.
Right.
Yeah, I found that too. So.
Right. It's just there's more important things in life to do.
Right.
And I'm 68 years old, and I'm looking down the pike, and I'm seeing the end is out there somewhere, and maybe I ought to get something done that's good.
Right.
And not wasting my time.
Yeah, the hat just says Tennessee. It doesn't say volunteers on it.
I purposely got that one. You know,
right.
I wasn't going to get the old T up there because then we're going to get the Vols involved and all of that.
All right. Well, all right. So what is your lay out your next week? Where are you going? I mean, I know you're going west, but...
Well, we're looking forward to getting into Memphis and getting through Memphis safely. And God has connected me with an influential person there who says I'm going to get a motorcycle escort through Memphis.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
All right. We're talking to Pastor Walter Chick McGill. Best of luck to you as you travel along. And you want a final word?
Well, I just want my fellow Americans to know that I'm promoting a new birth of freedom and integrity in America. I would call attention to the Ten Commandments, the Golden Rule, and our nation's founding documents. Let's take our country back and trust in God.
That's Walter Chick McGill, Pastor Walter Chick McGill, walking from North Carolina to the Santa Monica Pier. We'll have more on County Journal Live after this.